Hi there, welcome to your Pick a Card and Rose reading for relationships. If you're new to this channel, welcome into the circle. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. This reading is going to answer a yes or no question for somebody on your mind. So take a deep breath in now. Focus on them in your mind and ask your question. Then allow yourself to be guided to the rose. Try not to overthink it, just allow your eyes to fall wherever your intuition leads you, whichever rose you feel drawn to. And if you feel like you want to choose more than one, then choose any that resonate with you. There may be more than one message for your question here. So you can pause the video here if you like and then make your choice, and then we will move into rose 1. You have chosen Orange Rose 1. Now the interesting thing about this rose is that it hasn't quite bloomed and spread like the other roses. It's more closed in. It's a tighter spread. So that's going to be important to notice when it comes time to look at the rose for further information. So we're going to put this aside for now. And we're going to look at the tarot and the oracle messages, and then we'll look more into the messages that we see in the rose here for your connection. So think about your yes and no question now. This card is going to reveal the answer. And we've got the King of Wands here. So that's looking like a very strong yes. The answer to your question is yes. The King of Wands is a very positive card. When it comes to the wands, it's about action, motivation, movement. And this is the King of Wands. This is an experienced person, an experienced energy. This is someone in control of themselves, in control of their life. The King of Wands is someone who acts on inspiration, who brings ideas to life. This could be you or the other person that you're thinking about on your mind right now. We've also got the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands here. So there's a lot of fire energy, there's a lot of Wands energy here. And the Ace of Swords is about intention, it's about truth, it's about something being revealed. I feel like in this connection there has been or will be a sudden revelation or truth come to light, but it will be more internal. It will be like a realization. With the Page of Wands here, I feel like the action being taken is towards each other or towards something that you share together. I'm seeing that there is a lot of motivation in this connection. There's a lot of motivation towards one another or towards something that is shared. Even though this card in this deck is the Page of Wands, there's a lot of blue. There's a lot of light energy. Blue and white is the color of purity and wisdom. So I feel like this person or you could also be someone who holds a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. I feel a calm energy here. So this could be a connection that is based in safety and calm reciprocity. Truth and honesty is also something that is shared in this connection. You both feel safe to open up. Maybe it hasn't always been that way, but I'm seeing that in this connection here. I feel like the Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords here is the reason why you're getting such a strong yes. I feel like also this King of Wands, this person could be, if this is a love attraction or a love relationship, even if it isn't somebody that you met yet, I feel like this person, the person on your mind or the person that you are resonating with, they have very attractive features. They could also be a fire sign. I'm feeling fire very strongly here, fire and air. This King of Wands, while they are an energy of fire and passion and willpower, they're also very grounded in themselves. I feel like this person is very self-sufficient. They may be experienced and older. I'm getting an older energy, someone who has already built out their kingdom, if that makes sense. I feel like this is somebody who holds things very close to their heart. They can be very independent. I feel like this person also is very generous, and they like to share what they have. They like to share their wisdom, their resources, their life with others. But I feel like they don't show all of these parts of themselves to just anybody. There is a depth here. I'm sensing a depth, and this depth may only be shared with you within this connection, or it will be. If this is somebody that you haven't met, then just take what I'm saying as this is the kind of thing that may stand out to you when you meet them, or if you have a conversation for the first time with them. This is what you'll notice about them. And there is something within them, there's something within this connection or within you that is resonating with you. It's why you're connecting with them. We don't resonate with just anybody. We don't resonate with certain things or places or people for no reason at all. There is something within us or something within this connection that is pulling us for a reason, whether it's a lesson to be learned or they're reflecting something back to us that already lives inside of us, within us, that we need to see or work on or grow. There are different reasons as to why we feel called to a person. And it could also be that this connection is meant to grow, right? It may be meant to grow into more. It may be meant to last for a season, whatever it might be. It's resonating for a reason. It doesn't have to be love. This is not exclusive to love relationships. This is any relationships, friendships, family relationships, any interpersonal relationships that are on your mind right now, that occupy your mind. This is what this relates to. Okay. I'm just going to pull a shared archetype message for this. See what the shared archetype is, or the shared energy between you both. This could relate to your purpose together. It could relate to your shared values, or the reason why you are feeling called to this person or are being brought together at this time. We've got protector here, the white stag. You are an old soul, so either you or this other person could come off as very wise, very knowledgeable, very experienced. It could possibly be this other person. This person could possibly have a very strong protector energy. They may be very protective of you, or you may be very protective of them. I feel like it's going to be, or it is, a relationship based on safety, stability, and protection. This is somebody that you can feel safe with, that you can be safe with. I'm also picking up on a father energy here. I don't know why, but this person could either be a father or they could just be very fatherly, like they could have fatherly values. They could have strong values in family, or they could have a strong connection to nature. Or they could be very protective of their children or their pets or their lover. They could have these very strong family values, even if it doesn't involve the conventional family. Also, this person could be an old soul, so they could think very differently, behave very differently. They could hold some old-fashioned values. And when I say old-fashioned values, I may just mean like they could hold strong values in devotion, like protection, support, and providing. It could also be you here. You could be the old soul in this situation, or you both could be. I feel like this is something that brings you together, that really resonates with one another. I feel like this person is going to reflect some values that you don't always see in modern life or the newer generation. So they could also be older. They could be from an older generation, or they could be somebody in the newer generations who just they don't follow the mainstream way of thinking. Your best friend is nature. So I mentioned this before, that you or this person could have a strong pull or connection to nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. So you or this other person or your connection together is going to be very intuitive, or you are very intuitive. Awaken to the powerful force within you. So this is also a connection that is going to awaken you and awaken the other person to new possibilities, new knowledge, new wisdom. I feel like this is a connection that will help you to grow. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. So this connection is going to feel very magical, especially in the beginning, but that magic isn't going to fade. It's just going to evolve over time, I'm seeing, to something that is steady, not chaotic. I also feel like there's something that you are meant to be creating together, whether it's a project or an idea or something like this. You may have shared values or a shared interest to create something together and share it with the world or share it with your community or whatever it may be, okay? So this is the energy that is shared between you both. You could be very protective of each other. The shadow side of this, I could feel possessiveness. So if either you or this other person in your shadow, there could be some possessiveness. So that's just something to watch for. Okay, now I'm just going to get one more oracle message for the King of Wands here. Summer. If this person is on your mind, but you haven't actually met or had a conversation yet, I feel like something could be happening in this connection around summertime. or this is going to feel, if this is a love connection, there's something significant that may happen in the summertime, or the first conversation or the first meeting will happen in the summertime. Because I'm also seeing a heart here. So I feel like something is going to be growing specifically in the summertime, which is, not that far away. So this could be a connection that is growing slowly over time. For those of you who are in a connection, if that is who you're thinking about, then this is something that is going to grow into something very, very strong, a very strong bond. This person could also be taking actions towards you in the summertime that is going to show how strongly they feel about you, or where the affections are going to grow. For others of you who are not in a love relationship, then this could be something that is just meant to grow in the summertime. So this could be, if this is a friendship or a family member, then this is a project or something that you're both going to do together in the summer that is going to bring you both closer together. It's going to strengthen the bond. It's something that you're going to share. Okay? All right, we're going to look at the rose. Okay. Right away, I mentioned before that this rose is not as open as some of the other ones. It's more closed. So I feel like with this connection specifically, it may take more time to get to know each other if this is somebody that you don't know or haven't met yet, or somebody who is just on your mind who you just met. Maybe you see them on social media. Maybe you resonate with them, or you're attracted to them. You don't know exactly why you are, or you may know why, but you haven't actually had a conversation with this person yet. Or maybe you see this person around you in your physical location, but you haven't actually spoken. Maybe it's just, you glance at each other and there's this unspoken connection and nothing has happened yet. I feel like that could be the situation for some of you. For others of you, outside of romantic connections, this could be the person that you're thinking about may be slow to open up. They may have a fear of vulnerability, or they may find vulnerability very difficult to express. And I don't feel like it has anything to do with you. I feel like it has to do with them. It could have something to do with possible trauma or relate it to their experiences. Maybe it wasn't safe for them to open up in the past. But I'm seeing something like that here. So this connection, if this is a new connection for some of you, then this is going to be a slow burn. Okay? Even if it's a friendship, I feel like this friend that you have is going to be slow to open up. But I feel like once they do, they're very devoted. They're a very devoted friend. They're a very loving friend. And it's the same with a relationship if it's romantic. They're very devoted, but they take a while to trust. They may have trust issues, or you may have trust issues that needs to be worked through, because it's tough to get in here. Even while I'm looking, there's not a lot of, you have to really dig for information, right? So there's a reserved nature. This person could be more reserved, or you could be. And when I say this other person, you can also put it in reverse if it relates more to you. I'm just saying they because that's the focus. I feel like this person is deeply unconditional. Even if they don't express it, I feel like they could put on a front. They're the kind of person who could put on a front to other people because they're afraid of looking weak, or they could have been bullied in the past or something like this. I also just heard, though, I'm looking specifically at this side where it's stood up straight and this one's a little bit floppy. I feel like when it comes to you, you could be their weakness. They could be more vulnerable with you. They feel safer with you. This leaf here is very dry. I feel like there's something they're trying to release. That one just came straight off. There's something that they're trying to release but isn't quite let go of yet. This could be something they're currently working through, or it could be something that you're currently working through. But there's something that is dried up, no longer resonates, no longer aligns, but it's still attached to somebody here that needs to be let go of. This could be old connections, places, situations, whatever it might be. This person definitely holds back. They have a lot of love and they have a lot of experience, but they're reserved with it. They may have been hurt very badly. This one came off as well. I feel like they could be, or you could be, shedding some old skin. shedding or working through old experiences still. It may affect this connection. This could also be why it's a slow burn, because I feel like there are still energies here, emotions that need to be worked through. I feel like one person is very stable, the other person needs some work. One person in the connection needs to work on their independence and stability. I feel like this connection, you're the one that can make this person feel very vulnerable, very safe. I feel like they just kind of melt around you, right? You or this other person, they still have some baggage attached to them that they're trying to release, but I feel like it's like right on the precipice of being released. Just a little more effort needs to be put towards that. If it's a romantic connection, then there is more work that needs to be done, more healing that needs to be done before the connection can truly become a commitment. There's an innocence, there's a strong innocence here. Like underneath all of this baggage, there's a certain innocence, a wholesomeness, a sense of wonder from this person. And I feel like it's connected to something that they do, something they're passionate about. I feel like it brings out something very innocent inside of them, like an innocent energy. I feel like you notice this later, or you know this about them. Maybe that's the thing they don't like to show to just anybody. Maybe they think it makes them look weak, or it gets them taken advantage of. Only you will know what this means. I'm going to use all of these rose petals, by the way. I don't waste these flowers. This connection is held. This connection is held. I'm seeing this new growth. And inside it looks there's nothing else going to grow here. It's very dead almost, right? But there's this new growth on the outside it's holding everything together. So I feel like somewhere in the past, or somewhere in the distant or recent past, this person or you have learned a significant lesson, or experienced something, or realized something. And basically it changed you in such a way where you can't think the same that you used to. It's like the phase that you need to experience in order to stop a cycle from repeating. So I feel like someone here in this connection, or even this connection, could have been involved in causing this. It caused some growth, and it planted some seeds that are growing. They're very subtle. You can't really see them. Maybe they don't come up in your feelings very often, but they're happening in the background. And I think if you really paid attention to your life and where you are now, you will see how those changes have evolved within you over time. All right, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to move on now to the next rose. Hi there, you have chosen Pink Rose 2. We're going to first look at the tarot messages and the connection, and we'll answer your yes or no question about this person on your mind, and then we're going to move into Oracle, and then we'll take a look at this rose. One of the first things I noticed about this rose is conventionally it's almost a perfect rose. And that's going to be important when we look at the rose for more information. So this gives me an idea of the connection that I may be working with. Okay, so focus on your yes and no question now. This card is going to reveal the answer. And we've got the World, so I feel like that is a yes. So with this connection is attached to some sort of cycle, or connected to a new cycle. So you're either meeting this person, or you have met this person at the beginning of a new cycle in your life, or within your own change, like your internal change. You may have also met this person during a time when they were stepping into a new cycle after a period of growth for them. So I feel like this connection has a lot of connections to changing and new cycles, to changing cycles and starting cycles. So I feel like this could also be a very karmic bond. I don't mean like a karmic soulmate. I mean just like a karmic bond. I feel like you in this connection could be somebody who is very focused on growth, is very focused on understanding yourself and other people. This could be you or the other person, or something that you share. I also feel like you both have something in your life that is very important to both of you. This could be a shared interest, a shared value, but it could also be something you find very interesting in this other person that maybe you didn't know about them, or them you. Okay? I'm picking up on that this connection can help you to break out of cycles, or it was meant to break a cycle. Now, I'm also seeing a lot came out for Pink Rose. And the first one I had was the Page of Cups here. So I feel like you or this other person could be moving towards each other at this time. You could be calling each other in. If this is someone you haven't met, then you're manifesting this person. Whether you're intentionally doing that or not, there is something that has shifted within your energy that is calling in somebody that is meant to be in your life right now. Okay, this can be a connection of any kind. It can be a friendship, reconnection with a family member, a reconciliation, or a new lover. If this is somebody that you're already with, or somebody that you're interested in, whether you met them or not, I'm seeing movement towards you or towards the other person. So I feel like if this is not you, then it's the other person moving towards you with some sort of offer, conversation, or invitation. This may also be something that you are waiting on for some of you. For some of you, you may feel like this person feels the same, but there hasn't been any action yet. All right, but I'm seeing that there is going to be something that shows up for you, something that will be starting up. There could also be a lot of shared passion here. Okay, and I feel like there's definitely going to be some inspired action happening here between you both, or it has. So this is a very strong connection, and it's also connected to passion, so it could be something that you share, it could be something that you feel. The moon, so I feel like something came to light, something was very healing in this connection, or this connection is meant to heal. And we also have the King of Cups, so this person that you're connecting with, they could be a King of Cups, or you could be. Reverse it however it fits you or this other person. I'm just focusing on them since I'm doing this reading for you. So this person could be very experienced, very mature, they could have a lot of depth. They may not show it right away, but they have a lot of depth. I'm also feeling like they have this very poetic side, this darker side. But not darker in the sense of their shadow exactly. Of course, everyone has a shadow, but I mean it more like they have this depth mystery about them. If this is someone you haven't met yet, this person could have a very unique aesthetic. They could have a darker aesthetic. I'm just looking at all of the fog and smoke here, and I feel like there's just going to be a lot that you don't know about this person right away, or there's a lot, if this is someone you just met or somebody that you're with or you know and you're building a connection, there's a lot more than meets the eye to this person. I feel like you're not going to see it all right away. But I feel like if you're wondering if you should give this person a chance when you meet them, or if you already know them, I feel like yes, because they have a lot of depth, but they may not show it right away, if that makes sense. This could also be you. But this person could be a water sign, or you could be a water sign. This person could also be a creative. They may create something, or they may express something in a certain way. They may be very vocal about it, or they may have, like, you could meet this person and go to their house and just see the stack of books, or something very unique that they collect, or something like that. That's what I'm picking up from this person, this connection. This could be the both of you too. You could have something very unique that you share. I'm seeing something growing out of this as well. So I feel like you or this other person could be watching the other. If this is someone you haven't met, then someone has their eyes on you, or you have their eyes on them. Maybe you have your eyes on each other, right? But I feel like someone is hyper-focused on you. Someone is very focused on you. You may not be aware because the hunter is silent. The hunter stalks in the shadows. Well, I should not say stalks. Maybe you have a stalker, I don't know. But if this is the King of Cups here, then this is just somebody who hasn't come forward yet, but they have their eyes on you. You've caught their attention for whatever reason. Okay, so that's for some of you. Those of you who have already had a conversation or met this person, or you're with this person. This person could actually be a hunter. They could have an interest in hunting. That's for some of you, very specific. But I feel like this is more metaphorically speaking. I'm hearing the phrase, "You're the only one that I see." There's a certain devotion here towards you in this connection. I feel like this connection, if it's still growing, it's going to be something that is built on devotion. Someone's going to be very devoted to you, or you very devoted to them. Whatever kind of connection it might be. If it's a friendship, I feel like this friendship could last a lifetime, like a true friendship, like those who really stand by your side through the good and the bad. That's what I'm feeling. I'm just going to get one for the King of Cups. This could also be a family member if you're wondering, if you've had some conflict with a family member and you're wondering how they feel. They care so much about you. They care so much about you, even if they don't always show it. It could also be someone in your family very overprotective of you. We've got the key here. It didn't completely come out, but this came out with the King of Cups. I felt like I should take it. So I feel like this King of Cups, I'm feeling like this is also connected to the world. So I feel like this person does play a role in either the ending of a cycle or a new cycle starting. So you could be meeting this person at the very beginning of a new cycle. And that could be something you're experiencing right now from the moment you're watching this, because that's why you would choose that rose at this time, right? If you came back to this reading a year later, you may choose a completely different rose. It goes by your energy in the moment, right? So I feel like this person holds the key to something very important, some sort of transformation for you and you them, okay? So this is I'm picking up on a very sacred bond. There's a lot of meaning to this bond. I feel like it's a very good match as well. A very strong match. If this is a love relationship specifically, it's a very strong match. I'm also seeing intelligence here on the bottom. Miracles on the bottom. So this relationship could be a miracle. Freedom. Your heart is pure and free. So I feel like there's a lot of purity here. This is a very wholesome, good intentioned relationship, whatever it might be. Okay? It's based on freedom. Like with this person, you can speak freely. You can be yourself. You can say what's on your mind without worrying about insulting them or hurting them exactly. And I feel like it will also be very honest. So this person will tell you as it is, how they see it. They won't just be a yes man to you. They won't just tell you what you want to hear. I just heard that specifically for somebody. A greater purpose calls you. So I do feel like there's going to be something shared between you both, like a purpose or something that you build together, or some idea that you have together that is going to grow. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength, so you both could be very passionate people. You know, one of you could even be a water sign and a fire sign, or you could have fire or water in your sun, moon, or rising signs. But I feel like this relationship can make you feel very alive, very free. Like the very raw core of who you are can come out and be expressed in this other person, with the presence of this other person and them you. It's like a very safe connection. You're going to feel very alive because this stamina and strength, I feel like it's connected to the freedom, feeling alive. Like it's a connection that is going to last. It feels very good. You follow the wind of change and accomplish your dreams. So I feel like you also have the potential to accomplish a lot with this person. Okay. All right, we're going to look at the rose. So right off, I was saying in the beginning, this was almost a perfect rose. I feel like there's a very lighthearted energy here. When I held this rose, I felt lighthearted energy. So you or this person could also have a sense of humor. I feel like it's a very clean sense of humor, like dry humor. This person is very open. They're very transparent. They don't really hide a lot. They don't have a lot of skeletons in the closet. If they did, they've worked through a lot of their past, I'm seeing, or you have. This could be why it's representing cycles. I feel like this person is going to be very healthy for you. It's a very healthy connection. You could be as well. I feel like it's not a connection you're going to have to work for or work really hard for, or there's no one you're going to have to fix or anything like that, because that's not your responsibility anyway. But sometimes when we get mixed up with people, we start to feel responsible for them, right? This is going to be a very open connection. You're not going to be left wondering how this person feels. If this is a romantic connection, they're going to be very forward about how they feel about you. Like I was saying, I was feeling like they were also like a poet. They could be a very romantic person in the way that they speak or how they express themselves. They could also be very affectionate. I'm seeing this as somebody who is not afraid to be affectionate in public and in private. I also feel like the physical sides of things, you can use your imagination here however you like, but the physical side of things is going to be very loving, very sacred. I feel like this person is wise. They're emotionally intelligent. They will connect to you emotionally in the physical, intimate connection as well. Everything opens up very, very easily. I feel like you just melt this person, or this person just melts you. But there's something at the center that is still not quite, it's still not quite open, right? I feel like this person will surprise you over time, or they have surprised you. They're open-minded. They can adapt really well. I feel like they could also be in some sort of social career, something where they're very social, or some sort of career where they can express themselves, or they have their own, they could even be a writer, or you could be a writer. I'm seeing someone as a writer here. Or create something very artistic. I'm picking up that someone is very artistic. Yeah, so this is also going to be a very easygoing, happy-go-lucky type of connection. A lot of optimism here. I feel like you can be with this person and get through anything together. It's very soft. You or this other person could have soft skin, I'm picking up on. Or very fair skin, very light-colored skin. You know, these specifics that I'm getting here with the rose, these are confirmations, right? If this resonates with you or the other person you're connected to, then this is a confirmation. The message is very strongly for you, right? Could also be, these details also allow you, if you haven't met this person in person or had a conversation with them right away, this could be things that you notice about them when you get to know them more. This is also confirmation that the connection that you feel, or if you resonate with this person, you don't know exactly why, that this connection holds a greater purpose, a greater meaning. All right, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to move on to yellow rose. Thank you for clicking on this video. If this resonated with you, subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Let me know if this resonated with you, if this person is already in your life, or come back to this video at a later time if this happens to you, and let me know how it went. Welcome, you have chosen yellow rose, rose 3. So before we get into the reading, we're going to look at the tarot, we're going to look at oracle, and then we're going to look at the rose. This rose is very elegant. It's coming off to me right away as very regal. It's also the color yellow, so if you're attracted to the color yellow at this time, you could be in a very creative time at your life, a very regal time at your life. You could be a very graceful personality. You could be very romantic, maybe a little old school or an old soul. You could also be very vibrant. I'm sensing this vibrancy in you. I also feel like you're very refined. Like your values and your personality and your interests are very refined. Like you have experience, you have worked on yourself. That will be important later when we get into the rose, but I'm going to start now with the yes and no question. So think about your yes and no question now, and this card is going to reveal the answer. And we've got the Knight of Wands, so that is a yes, and that is a very forceful yes. Not a forceful yes, but a very passionate yes. So I feel like this person that you're thinking about on your mind, they could be a fire sign. I'm also picking up on earth, so they could also be an earth sign. But I feel like this is somebody who may have come in very abruptly or revealed themselves to you very recently. Specifically for you, I'm picking up on a very recent connection with this one. Or this is somebody that you knew or you were aware of that is going to be coming in towards you very, very soon. If this is somebody that you're already with or you already know in the romantic sense for those of you, this is someone who is going to be coming forward to you, okay? They're going to be taking action towards you. They are aware of you, who are thinking about a friend or a family member. I'm seeing a reconciliation here if there's been any kind of conflict. Or I'm seeing that something is going to bring you both together, a united cause, all right? Whatever it is, the connection is based on passion, it's based on purpose. So I'm sensing a lot of purpose here. And we've also got the Three of Pentacles. So this connection, when I say it's connected to a shared purpose, I feel like this is for those who are connected to somebody that's on your mind, who shares a purpose with you, has something in common with you. It could even be something that is very uncommon or something very specific that is not mainstream. Or it could just be something that you share that you're both very passionate about, that you take action towards, that motivates you, and you share it with this other person. But I'm seeing a lot of movement, fire, and action here. I'm also seeing like this connection is one where you can learn from each other. Like I feel like you're an equal, you're a match in your knowledge and your wisdom, and I feel like when you are both together, that just continues to grow. That continues to grow over time. It's a connection that where you build each other up over time. All right, I'm just going to get some extra oracle messages here. We've got the tomb. I feel like this person could be into some esoteric occult stuff. They may have a darker aesthetic. This was also connected to, we had a similar thing show up in the orange rose, if you wanted to check that out. But I feel like this person has a darker aesthetic, a darker side to them they don't show to just anybody. I feel like this is something that they visit when they're alone, something when they're alone and they feel safe. This could also be you. This is where they go, right? This could also be something that you share with this person. You both could be into the esoteric or the occult or just some uncommon knowledge or something very specific. That's what I'm picking up on here. I feel like this is also something they're going to really like about you. They may even connect with you over this, okay? I'm just going to see what this Three of Pentacles is. We've got awakening. So yeah, that aligns really well with what I was saying, that this connection, it evolves, like you elevate each other. I feel like you both have been in some past experiences that have brought on several very difficult phases for you that have awakened parts of you. I feel like that's why you are either drawing this person in or you have been drawn together and you're together now. But whatever the situation is for you specifically with this person on your mind, there is an awakening here. You are meant to awaken each other. You are meant to elevate each other. Okay, I'm also seeing like a common cause, a shared purpose. We also had foresight in the bottom, so you or this other person could even be psychic or the moon as well. Or you could have the sight, so you could be very sensitive, you could be empathic, or this other person might be. Or very, very intuitive. I'm just going to get a shared archetype energy. We've got regeneration, the lizard. Regeneration. I feel like I'm speaking to someone who is very spiritually in touch, very spiritually in tune. Someone who has reinvented themselves, or this other person you're connected to has reinvented themselves. I feel like this is something that you're going to relate to with this person specifically. Like you've gone through these awakenings, these really difficult experiences, and you have reinvented, regenerated yourself. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. Yeah, I feel like you have both overcome a lot. You specifically, you have overcome a lot and you have learned so much. You are a survivor. This could even be connected to something very, very traumatic that you have overcome. You have alchemized. I'm hearing alchemy. Something has been alchemized here into something more beautiful, something that can thrive within your life and within your relationships. No matter what happens, you can adapt. You have been pushed into situations you never asked for. I feel like this person is going to look at you and revere you very highly for this. Okay, you can adapt. I feel like you're also someone who can hold space for others. Like you can understand them really well. I feel like there is a connection to an empath here. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Yes, you have mastered something. You don't take things as personally anymore. You go more with the flow. I'm going to look at the rose here now. So yeah, I feel like you have been very refined over time, and it's based on your experiences. It's based on what you have gone through and how you have evolved over time. I can see the lizard energy in this rose. You could be someone who feels like you've been born in the wrong era. Have you ever felt like that? Like you have these certain interests, or you've had these certain experiences, or you've just been drawn to certain things that align with a completely different era, like the medieval times, or even the pagan times, or the Egyptian times, whatever it may be. I feel like you have a connection to something very ancient, something very sovereign and regal. You could even have a connection to draconian consciousness. This is dragon energy, right? I call it draconian. You can call it whatever you like, but I feel like you have a connection to dragons. You can communicate with different consciousness outside of the 3D. I feel like this other person has their own set of strengths spiritually outside of the 3D that is going to connect with yours. But I feel like they see you as someone who is very different. They like that about you, though. You stand out to them. You know, this rose is very vibrant, so I feel like you really stand out to this other person or this relationship. If it's not a romantic relationship, it's something that really stands out. It can even intimidate others just because it's so unique. You know, like you might have a friend and you have a very strong connection with this friend. You may have something that you share, that you build together, and, you know, apply it however it applies within the person you're thinking about or the dynamic that you're thinking about, right? If there's someone that you haven't spoken to, someone that you've just been watching or they've been watching you, and you're wondering if they notice you, I feel like yes, they have in some way. Okay, because I feel like you know, if someone hasn't noticed you before and you send out a certain frequency or you're on a certain frequency, you know, maybe you weren't on that frequency before to be able to receive that person's frequency. Like, they need to connect, right? This is another thing that people talk about in manifestation is, you know, raising your vibration, raising your frequency, or going through a certain experience that puts you in a certain that puts you on a different path, that aligns with a different path. You may not even notice this person before, or you may not think of this person in that way until later, until you've been through something or your interest changes, and then it aligns with somebody that you knew, right? I feel like that's very specific for somebody out there. But yeah, you're very refined. I'm hearing cake. Someone could be like a cake decorator or a baker. I don't know. I just heard that in my mind. Or someone could just be very artistic. They may paint even. Someone may paint here. So yeah, I'll mention that these can be synchronicities that you notice within your connection that can tell you if this message is for you. You'll know if these messages are for you by the way they resonate with your spirit, right? Like, something I say may not align exactly with your experience, but for some reason you can't stop watching. That's a very good sign that it resonates with you, that there's something else that you're not seeing, or there's something that is coming towards you, right? I feel like someone could easily show off. Someone could easily be much bigger than what they are, or express themselves in such a way and get a lot of attention, but they choose not to. This could be you or this other person. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. I'm seeing a huge amount of potential between you two. But there's also this humble quality. I don't get a selfish energy, a self-serving energy. But I do feel like you could be very classy, very beautiful, yet you don't flaunt it. It's not in your nature. You don't feel the need for that kind of validation. Maybe in the past you did, but you're learning that that is not what is important for you. I feel like this will also align with this other person, or this is going to be something that attracts this person towards you, right? Or they find attractive about you. Because you can really stand out. You can really get some attention. Very magnetic. Strong ability to manifest. That's probably why you chose this rose. This is your frequency, your vibration, and your alignment at this time. But I feel like you're protective of yourself at the same time. You're protective of your energy. You don't just give willingly. I feel like you've learned some very harsh lessons there. You give to what reciprocates now. You give to what makes you feel safe. Not because you're trying to prove anything. So you don't open up right away. So there could still be this very reserved part of you. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that you take your time with things now. You're very choosy. You can be very choosy. I feel like you could also be into, or they could also be into, this could be something that you share. You could be into very classy things or old things or antiques or old poetry, something like this. Painting, creative arts, even film or theater, something like this. All right, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to now move on to the last rose, which is the red rose. Or come back to this video later and tell me if this, if this aligned with what I was saying with your situation and your connection. I'd be interested to know that. And also, if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing to the channel. I do plan to put out more readings like this down the road. Join our inner circle. I also have a Patreon if you'd like to join us over there. That will be in the description box below. Until then, thank you for being here. Bye for now. Hello there, Red Rose. The very classy, the very classic Red Rose. So before we jump into the reading, I just want to notice the rose and the energy here. We're going to start with the tarot and then the oracle, and then we'll look for more details in the rose. But the first thing I'm noticing is this rose is very full on one side. Some of these petals have died on the bottom here. And some of them in the middle are also dry, and it's not a very symmetrical rose. So I feel like there is a lot of chaotic depth here. That's what I'm hearing specifically, chaotic depth in this connection, whatever that might be. We're going to explore that. But I'm feeling something darker here, and I don't know specifically what that message is, but we're going to look more into that. So we're going to answer your question, your yes or no question first. So I'd like you to think about that now, and this card is going to reveal the answer. So we've got the Ten of Swords here. So this leans towards a no maybe, okay? So there could be a very significant reason for this. I'm seeing the Ember here in the middle, so I feel like this is something... I feel like there has been an ending for you. A very significant ending, something that you have experienced that has either changed your perspective or changed your life in such a way where you have to reinvent or rebuild. This could also be not something you're experiencing in the 3D, it could be something you're experiencing internal. And maybe it's not something that you're expressing or showing to everyone around you. It could be something you hold very close to your heart. A shift or a transformation, something that is very personal to you that you can't necessarily express it in a way others will understand. So it feels this feeling of an isolated experience. There are sometimes these internal transformations. These things are very personal to us. There's something that only we can walk through. We can't always walk through these experiences and feelings with others, okay? Not everyone has a different experience. So there are some things that are only meant for us personally to experience or walk through in order to transform and change. All right, so I'm picking up on a very strong transformational energy here. I feel like someone has been through a lot. Someone has learned some very hard lessons. There is also something igniting within you. This could also be this other person. So if it's the other person, you can put it in reverse if you feel like this other person is experiencing this, okay? But I feel like there is an ember growing. There is still a flame here. There is still something here, a reason, a why, all right? Something within you, some inspiration, something that is meant to go on, something that is meant to grow, okay? A new beginning. Sometimes when we see a flame within a circle, that's representative of a new beginning, okay? And cycles ending, cycles beginning. And sometimes things need to end in order to move into this new vibration, this new reality that we are meant to walk into. Even if it's a very, very difficult experience, a soul-crushing experience, sometimes we even need to have those, right? Because it's meant to wake us up. I'm hearing that very strongly, waking up, as if for the first time. So some of you are experiencing this or have, and it could also be connected to this person, all right? It's connected to this person in some way. That's probably why I was picking up on this energy from the rose. You've also got the Two of Wands here, so this is a union. It does have to do with somebody else. It could be leaving somebody behind even. If this is a romantic connection you're thinking about in your mind, it could be about leaving something behind. A very difficult decision. If it's not a person, it's leaving something else behind in order to move into a connection that is going to elevate you or aligns with you now. Right, the Two of Wands is about union. Twos are about union. The Two of Wands is also about wanting to expand, wanting to grow. You could even be potentially looking at moving somewhere else or moving into another connection or thinking about another connection. But I feel like there is something here about releasing something or letting go of something specifically. It could be very internal, or it could be something in the 3D around you. It could even be connected to another relationship, but I am seeing a union here. So if this has to do with a past person and I'm seeing this no, I'm just picking up on this for somebody, that maybe somebody is thinking about an ex here. I'm seeing that it is not a wise decision at this time to return to this ex. There is something that is coming in for you. You are being pushed to expand in a way that this past energy will not allow you to expand. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, we're going to explore this a little further. We're going to see what's coming in here for you. You're meant to expand for a reason. There are other connections that you are meant to experience, that are meant to elevate you, that align with you better. I feel like there is just something you need to release, something that you need to see. I feel like you're definitely thinking about expansion. You're definitely thinking about a different path, a different direction that you can take. Summer came out, and summer also came out for, which one was it? It must have been orange or pink. Summer came out for orange or pink, and I think it was orange. So there may be a connection to the orange rose reading as well, to this reading. So something significant for you may be happening in the summer. There's a heart here in this light. So I feel like you could be, if this is a romantic connection, you're going to be growing this connection further in the summer. Something very significant will happen in your connection in the summer. Or this is about something growing under the right conditions. Something growing slowly over time, like a slow burn. For those of you who have been watching someone or someone has been watching you, I feel like there's a period of healing in between, and then somebody is going to realize something, or you're going to work through this growth, right? You're going to work through this healing. I feel like it's going to allow this connection, this whoever is on your mind, to get closer to you. I'm feeling that very specifically. This is about closeness. So there's an elevation in your relationships, and with this person that you're thinking about, that will happen in the summer. This is not someone that you have spoken to yet. I feel like it may not happen right away, but it's going to happen over time. It just needs some time right now because there's something else that needs to develop here. And I'm just going to have a look at this Two of Wands. I feel like it's connected to this idea, this flame as well, this new cycle. It could even be something that you're working on, an idea that you have. This could be connected to a passion project or something that you've been wanting to do. Maybe this old relationship or whatever this was that you're leaving behind, that you have experienced, has ignited something, has inspired you to do something. And that's what's going to align you to something new, to this person even coming in towards you. This is what's going to align you. We've got the moon, and I glanced at the bottom as well, and I seen the journey. So I feel like there's definitely something about a new path, a new journey here. I feel like you could even be looking at moving to a new location. That's specific to some, not everybody. But you're thinking about expanding something. I feel like it's connected to an idea. It's connected to this flame that I was seeing in the Ten of Swords. So I feel like you're not sure at this time of which direction you want to take or that you want to do, but I feel like you're going to be exploring more. You're willing to explore more. There's also something here that is drawing you towards it that you're not fully aware of because it's very subtle. So you could be getting synchronicities right now. This person could even be a synchronicity for you. If they're reaching out to you or they're bringing up things to you that feel oddly specific or they resonate with you on a deeper level, this person is connected to your synchronicities. So you could be getting a lot of synchronicities right now, but I'm feeling like something is growing in the background. So if this is somebody that you're interested in, I feel like there's going to be a connection here that is going to grow, and it could be connected to this summer. Okay, we have branches here growing everywhere, and this in the summer, it's growing around a heart, and this one is growing up towards the moon. So something is coming to light, something is growing out of this unknown. So I feel like you also need to take some risks. But it's definitely connected to a new cycle here, something new, okay? So I'm going to take a look now at the rose. So this dark energy that I was picking up on before, this is what's dying away, because I'm seeing these crispy pieces here. And I feel like this is what's dying away. They're very loose. They're very easy to get rid of. I feel like there is still some energy here that needs to be released and let go of, okay? They're still being held on to, but they're very loose. So I feel like there's a little bit more work that needs to be put in personally for you or this person before you can deepen your bond or further your connection. For those of you who are already in a connection, then I'm seeing something that has been very heavy within your connection is going to It's going to pass, okay? It's going to be released. It's going to pass. But there is some more healing. If this is somebody that you're not speaking to at the moment, that you've had some conflict with, communication is going to be important, but it's not something that you can force. It's not something you can push. I feel like this is something that needs to be given space for this person or you to really be able to breathe and reflect and then come together. I'm seeing this person or you on a bed. Yeah, there's still some sorrow or some sadness here that needs to be felt. Something needs to be felt here. That's for those of you who are either trying to release a connection or who are experiencing some conflict within a connection. Allow everyone's space is what I'm hearing. It's going to be okay. Regardless of the outcome, it's going to be okay. It will be experienced and happen however it is meant to. I'm seeing there is a lot of love here. For those of you who are thinking about somebody new or have an interest in somebody new, I feel like it has the potential to grow into something very passionate, very loving. So there's a lot of potential here. You or this other person could be a catalyst for releasing something. So you could be releasing or letting go of these feelings when you meet this person or when this person opens up to you. That's for some of you. There's a lot of passion here someone is not expressing. It's so open right here. See how it's so open right here? There's nothing, like this is completely exposed. But back here, there's all these really beautiful big petals. I'm seeing this as feelings that are unspoken or conversations that haven't been had yet. But I feel like if this is someone you haven't been speaking to yet, there's going to be a lot of passion here. There's going to be a very strong connection. So I feel like someone in the situation is not revealing everything. It's not something that's really bad. It's not something that's really heavy. It's just someone is not speaking their entire affections to you. So if you're wondering about how someone is feeling about you, I feel like they could feel more strongly about you than they say. You know, like they're very sure of how they feel, but I feel like for some reason they try to suppress it. It could be maybe they're the one working through some things, right? But I feel like if this is someone you're wondering about if they want a connection with you or why you're wondering why you resonate with them, then I'm seeing it's something they do want to work on. It's something they do want. They do have desire here. You know, red roses often are symbolic to desire. So subconsciously you may have chose this rose because you are strongly feeling desire or they are, or you're currently in a connection where there is a lot of desire being expressed. It's either expressed or it's held back and you can feel the tension. So if you have somebody around you right now, you can probably feel this tension, but you're curious because maybe they haven't expressed it to you or you haven't expressed it to them. Maybe it hasn't been marinated enough yet, but I feel it's definitely there. So if this is someone you're curious about, someone you've met or you've spoken to, then they definitely feel passionate, desiring feelings towards you. And if it's a friend and if you're wondering if they might feel this way, then yes, they do have some sort of feelings there for you that go beyond friendship. Maybe that's why they're not, because it's a taboo, right? Maybe they think it will damage the friendship. For those of you who are in a relationship, I feel like someone is scared to be vulnerable for some reason. And for those of you who has their eye on somebody or feels the presence of somebody watching you, this could be representative of that, including the moon that I've seen here, is that they're watching you from afar. They're not making themselves known about it, right? They're being quiet about it. They're observing you for now. This could even be someone you're watching and you have no idea they're watching you. I'm going to use all of these petals. I don't waste any of these petals. I also set an intention after this. So if this resonates with anybody out there, then I set an intention for you with these flowers. I see a lot of new growing from the old. There's a very strong foundation here. So I feel like you have grown a lot from your experiences. There could also be some anxiety here. I'm picking up on anxiety for someone. anxious, anxiety. Some of you could live near a forest, or this person may live near a forest. There are many layers to somebody, either you or this other person that's on your mind. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye, so try not to make judgments too quickly, especially if this is a friendship or a family member. There's more going on than meets the eye, okay? So if you have a judgment about them, or you think they don't care, or you think they're not trying, or something like that, that's very specific to someone, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like something is not being perceived how it actually is by you in one of those situations. A lot of people keep things to themselves. They don't open up right away, or they feel shame or guilt about opening up about certain things. But usually if we make the experience or the energy safe for them, you know, we let them know that they're safe instead of lashing out at them or judging them or being angry towards them. Sometimes, you know, that can open up a door for them to open up to us, right? Or for us to open up to them. Maybe you're the one that isn't feeling completely safe yet or vulnerable. So these can be synchronicities for you that can, you know, let you know if this reading is for you, but also the entire reading, if it resonates with you, if something in it, something said or something expressed resonates with you, then this reading is for you. Okay? All right, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you for being here. If this resonated with you, please consider subscribing to the channel. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in joining us over there. I upload extendeds there and bonus readings and exclusive content. I'll also eventually have courses up there, which is something that I'm working on right now. I am working on a tarot course, which is in development. If this resonated with you and it resonates with your situation, please let me know in the comments. I do read all of the comments. I try to. And if this is where we part, then thank you very much for clicking on this video. Bye for now.